Will installing an AML Performance secondary cat delete kit increase the power to my Aston Martin DB9 and simultaneously make it sound cooler? Let's find out. In this episode of Aston1936.com, I'm going to show you how to install an AML Performance secondary cat delete kit, which replaces the original secondary catalytic converters. So it's a pretty popular thing talked about on all the blogs and forums. It's supposed to do three things for you. It's supposed to give you a little bit more power and efficiency by improving the engine breathing. It's supposed to make the car sound a little cooler, and it's going to reduce weight a little bit because this weighs a lot less than that. So all good things. So of course you're sitting there going, well, is this legal? Is it bad for the environment? Please check out my other video here on the process of removing the secondary cat, because I discuss it a bit more there. In this one though, I just want to get on with the process of getting the kit installed. So we need to do a little bit of prep work to get ready to put this in. You're going to need to get the car up off the ground. You're going to need to remove the shear panel underneath, and you're going to need to remove the secondary catalytic converters. I have videos for all of those things. There'll be links to them up here. So let's talk a little bit more now about this. Parts-wise, I sourced a secondary cat delete kit from AML Performance in the UK. Mark Holden, who's the parts manager there, hooked me up with a set. Here's what they look like. It's a nice looking set. They're made out of 303 stainless steel. You can see there's basically one welded flange with a step down in the throat here. This is the part that bolts onto the header. And they have a nice formed bellow or joint here at the other end that'll go into the clamp. So they look pretty good. The welds are gorgeous, actually. Really impressed with what the weld looks like on the outside and on the inside of the pipe, because smooth flow is what's super important. I was a little bit disappointed when the kit arrived that it didn't include gaskets, new gaskets or bolts. So I've gone ahead and on my own, I sourced a pair of new Aston Martin gaskets. You can check out a link in the blog article where to get those. And I've also got a new set of stainless steel bolts that'll be used for bolting up the flange. I checked with them, and they said when they install these kits on their customer cars at their shop, they just reuse the gaskets and they haven't had any problems, and they reuse the bolts. But I thought, if I'm in here going to all this trouble, it's not, I always just change the gasket. So for a few extra bucks, it's worth doing if you ask me. But other than that, Aston Martin in their instruction manuals talks about when if you're ever going to remove the secondary cat pipe section, they want to put a little bit of sealant on the clamped end. So I picked up some Permatex sealer. This stuff turns into cement though once it gets hard. So I may or may not use this. I'll take a look and inspect the quality of the clamp and the flange that this is mating up to. If it's perfectly smooth, I'm just going to go, if there's no sealer when I take it off, I'm not going to put any sealer in when I put it back on. But you might want to pick up a tube of this just in case. You might be from a climate where there's corrosion, where these bolts might be shot, this gasket might be shot. You might need to use a little bit of the sealer. So for a couple of bucks off Amazon, it might be worth having on hand. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the supposed benefits is we're going to get some weight loss by taking out the old cats. And here's the old ones. There's the new ones. So let's weigh them up and see what we get. So I've swiped my Sweetie's kitchen scale again. And let's see what a pair of the AML Performance cat delete pipes weighs. And it's 3.33 kilograms. And then I think we'll only be able to weigh one of these at a time. So this one is 3.673 kilograms. Let's check the other one just for the heck of it. .663 kilograms. So if I do the math real quick in my head, the old pair together weighs about 7.3 kilograms. The new pair weighs 3.3 kilograms. So that's about 4 kilograms of weight savings. Convert that into pounds. That's about 8.9 pounds. And if you've seen my power to weight ratio article over on the blog, I go into some detail, but I work out that if you can save 8.8 pounds of weight from the car, that's the equivalent to adding 1 brake horsepower. So that's terrific. Looks like we've added a horsepower just by the weight savings alone. You need just a few tools to install a secondary cat delete kit. 3/8 ratchet, 6-inch extension, a 13mm combo wrench, a T30 Torx bit, a universal 3/8 universal joint. It's going to be important. You need a 13mm deep socket. I'm going to need a deep one, so have one of those on hand. You need a long ass extension. You can snap a whole bunch of short ones together. I happen to have this 2-footer, which will be handy, and you'll see why in a bit. You'll need a torque wrench when we're putting the bolts back in. You're going to see me wuss out and use an electric impact wrench a little bit. And an inspection light's always handy when you're working underneath the car. All right, well, let's get the, now that we got the old pipes out, we need to get the flanges cleaned up. So we need, just take your shop rag and then, you know, just make sure you've got no schmutz on your header flange here. And then mine's in pretty good shape. You could always use a little emery, and if need be. And then back here on the center section, you're going to want to make sure that you've got no crap inside the flange. So like I said, if this is pitted or something like that, you may need to use a little exhaust paste to seal it up. Mine is really smooth and clean now, so we're good to go there. So next up, we're going to loose fit the pipe into position. So I'm going to slip it up here, and probably going to get the rear clamp just over the pipe at the back, just so it doesn't fall on my head. So just got that loosely into position. Get the nut started on there just so it doesn't disappear. All right, so up front, I've got my new gasket, or you can reuse your old gaskets if they're in good shape. And I'm just going to put one bolt in from the front the wrong way, just to hold it up in place while I'm jockeying everything around. And I'm using the new bolts I got. These are stainless steel. All right. I'll leave them a little bit loose while you're getting everything into position. The top one takes a little bit of dexterity. Probably tough to see on camera, but all right, so, and then we're just going to want to snug them a little bit. We don't want to go to a final torque yet, so just going to Use my 13mm deep socket here again, although it doesn't need to be deep with these new nuts. All I'm trying to do is get them pulled in. And while I'm doing that, I'm paying attention to whether the head of the bolt is spinning. And it will start to, once I really start to torque it down, but all right. So I've got those started. There's no particular torque pattern to follow because it's 3 bolts. So I'm just going to snug them up now until they feel snug. All right. So with them snugged up, the proper torque is 30 Newton meters. So I've got my torque wrench set to 30. All right. Now the top one. All right. So that's the front torqued. So you start at the front, make sure this is torqued up, because at the back, essentially you've got some play. And you can actually see it here right now, is that if you look in from the side here, Mr. Cameraman, there's a gap here. So essentially the back box can get pushed forward some. And I'll just get this angled up here. And I've heard it's suggested that it's helpful to give it a little push forward to get them to seat up closer. Springy. Now I'm going to position the nut so it's not hanging down or it's going to get snagged from stuff below. As you get this started, you can start wiggling it, and then each time you wiggle them closer together, as the clamp tightens up, they'll stay. So there's just a little tension on there now. And then if I wiggle them together, because of the clamp tension, they'll stay closer together. There we go. Now it's starting to fit up nice. Here we go. this torques to 20 foot-pounds. So I just snug it by hand, changing over to the torque wrench. Setting it in for 20. There we go. So this side's all done. Everything is nice and solid. It's time to, I've already loose fit the other side, so I'm going to go ahead and torque that up. And then we'll take a look at what it's like when it's done. Well, that's it. We're pretty much done. You might want to wipe down the pipes to get any greasy fingerprints off of these, because these are going to get really hot pretty soon. And you'll probably get a little bit of smoke or an odor right when you run your car the first time. But kit looks really good. That probably took maybe, half hour to an hour, depending on how much trouble you have with the nuts and bolts to get it done. So easily doable by anybody laying on the ground under their car in a garage. So the next video you'll probably find a link to up here is going to be the reinstall the shear panel video. And then if you want to find out more details about this process, torque specs, or where I bought the parts or anything like that, please check out my companion blog article over on Aston1936.com. If you like seeing things like this, please go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I'd love to hear your comments. Please leave those down below. Thanks for watching.